Hey all, I'm Paul Reese, a developer advocate with Google, and welcome back to the ML on Android with MediaPipe series, where you will be introduced to machine learning and how to use it on Android with the MediaPipe framework. To help you understand how this all works, I'm going to walk you through using a, hopefully, straightforward Python sample to train a model for the game Rock, Paper, Scissors in Google's Colab tool, which allows you to build Python and TensorFlow programs directly from your browser. If you want to follow along, I've included a link to the Colab file that I will be using in the video's description. Before getting into the code, let's take a look at our sample hand gesture recognition Android app. You can see that our Android app can recognize thumbs up, thumbs down, an open hand, and a closed fist, amongst a few other gestures. Now that you've seen a default model, let's go over to the Colab so you can learn how to train a new gesture recognition model. For the first step, go ahead and download a sample image that I've provided where I'm holding my fist up to the camera. While you won't classify the gesture just yet, it's good to make sure that you have the test data available for when you need it. Now it's time to download the data that you will use for retraining the model. My team has already gone ahead and stored a set of training data for you online, so go ahead and download that now. One thing to note about this data is that each classification, such as scissors, must exist within its own folder within the data hierarchy. You can see that after downloading the data by going to the folder icon on the left side of Colab and opening the RPS data sample folder. You might also notice that there isn't actually a ton of data in those folders. That's because you only need about 100 images for each category to retrain using this process. This next block of code isn't really necessary for what you're doing here, but it will display a handful of the hand data that you just downloaded. Now for the fun part. Go ahead and install the dependency for MediaPipe Model Maker. Once you have that, you can import the module for your Python script, then load the new data and split it into a set of training data, validation data, and test data. This next segment will perform the actual training with your new data, and you can watch as each iteration of training happens and accuracy improves. Again, you don't need to worry too much about the details at this stage, but you can find other great videos on the TensorFlow YouTube channel that will help this all make a lot more sense, like the TensorFlow 0 to Hero videos. With the training done, the next block will perform some testing on the model to see how accurate that model is, given a piece of unseen test data. In this case, we're seeing about 71% accuracy for this quickly retrained model. These next two blocks are pretty straightforward. They just export the new model you created and then download them onto your computer. With that downloaded, go ahead and try it out with the test image from earlier. Here it can be displayed again, and then the new task file will be used in the same way as the older gesture recognition model from earlier. Now you can see that the model is predicting the gesture as rock with 98% accuracy. After you've created the new rock, paper, scissors model, you can include it in your own Android apps to use for games, controls, or whatever else you'd like. You can share what you do with custom gesture recognition in the comments below. Cool, so that's all it takes to retrain a simple model with MediaPipe Model Maker, though you can definitely go a lot further into that topic if it's something that interests you. In the next video, you will take a look at how you can use machine learning for audio tasks on Android, so I'll see you there.